I want to take you deep, into the silent, pressure-crushing world beneath the waves, where even the most experienced divers can vanish, and submersibles break in ways that defy human expectations. These are real stories, real tragedies, and some remain haunting mysteries. Let me walk you through several chilling cases: recreational divers who never returned, cave explorers lost underground, and even a modern tourist submersible that imploded en route to view the Titanic wreck. First, imagine being scuba diving on the Great Barrier Reef, enjoying clear water, coral, and marine life. That's where Tom and Eileen Lonergan were in 1998. They had joined a group dive off Australia's northeast coast. When the dive boat left at the end of the session, nobody noticed that Tom and Eileen hadn't boarded. 2 days passed before their absence was discovered, and by then it was too late. Their personal gear and some items thought to be theirs washed up later, but their bodies were never found. What happened to them? The prevailing theory is that they were stranded at sea, exposed to the elements, perhaps disoriented, and eventually lost. It's one of the most haunting disappearances in diving history because of how preventable it seemed. Then there's the tragic tale from May 1973 in South Australia. Four recreational scuba divers entered a flooded sinkhole cave near Mount Gambier, a place known simply as the Shaft. They ventured without a rope line, went beyond their planned route, and became lost in the labyrinth of underwater tunnels. Eventually, they ran out of air and drowned. Their bodies were recovered over the following months. In the aftermath, this incident sparked serious changes. Access to that cave was restricted, and a cave diving association was formed to prevent such tragedies from happening again. These kinds of accidents among recreational divers underscore how unforgiving both open water and submerged caves can be. Small mistakes, navigating off course, underestimating the cave's complexity, or mismanaging weight and gear, can have fatal consequences. But it's not just recreational diving. Deep-sea exploration, using submersibles, brings an even heavier weight of risk, partly because of the extreme pressure and technical challenges. In June 2023, the Titan Submersible, operated by a private company, embarked on a dive to visit the Titanic wreck. On board were 5 people, including seasoned explorers. But during the descent, the vessel lost contact. A desperate, multinational search followed. Eventually, rescuers found a debris field near the Titanic wreck. Investigators concluded that the Titan experienced a catastrophic implosion, the kind of failure that happens in a fraction of a second under the ocean's crushing pressure. The tragedy was not deemed unavoidable. Investigators later determined that critical engineering failures contributed to the implosion. Structural anomalies in the sub's pressure hull weakened its integrity. In other words, corners may have been cut, and the design was not robust enough for the punishment of deep-sea conditions. Those who died include experienced deep-sea experts, highlighting just how far even the bravest explorers can be pushed beyond safe limits. This incident has become a sobering reminder that not all deep-sea tourism is risk-free. While exploring shipwrecks may carry an allure like no other, the price can be catastrophic if safety isn't built into every layer of design, regulation, and operation. But the risks of diving don't always involve submersibles or open ocean. Sometimes they happen in tight, dark, underwater caves where the line between exploration and disaster is razor-thin. Consider divers who venture into flooded limestone systems or sinkholes. In those environments, visibility can drop instantly, passages narrow unexpectedly, and there are no second chances. Equipment failure or running out of air is deadly, and if a diver does lose their way in a cave, the current may not help, because cave systems are often disconnected from surface flow. Once a diver starts heading in the wrong direction, they can become truly lost, and recovery is complicated, dangerous, and often impossible without risk to rescuers. Another modern mystery involves a diver named Ben McDaniel, who disappeared in 2010 while exploring underwater caves at Vortex Spring in Florida. Reports say he entered a restricted area of the system, where he wasn't certified to go, and was never seen again. Recovery divers risked their lives looking through flooded tunnels, but his body was never found. Some believe he died while lost in the cave system. Others speculate he staged his disappearance. No definitive conclusion has ever emerged, and the case remains deeply unsettling to the diving community. Across these tragedies, the Lonergans, the Mount Gambier cave divers, McDaniel, and the Titan submersible crew, a few key themes emerge. First, human ambition. Whether driven by wonder, exploration, or adventure, people push into dangerous terrain. But ambition must be matched by preparation, by rigorous safety protocols, and by respect for what the deep sea demands. Second, technical failure. Deep sea environments demand equipment built to extremely high standards. For recreational divers, that means ensuring your gear, tanks, regulators, weights, is properly maintained and well understood. For submersibles, it means a design that can withstand tremendous force far below the surface. When engineering falls short, outcomes can be catastrophic. Third, the challenge of rescue and recovery. In deep, remote, or cave environments, bringing people back once something goes wrong is not easy. Pressure, darkness, and terrain often work against rescuers. Sometimes, even when debris or bodies are recovered, they offer only partial closure, leaving families and all of us with unanswered questions. These stories matter because they touch on both the marvel of human exploration and the fragility of life. They remind us that the ocean is not just beautiful, it's also lethal, unpredictable, and vast beyond our control. They also call for change. After incidents like these, the diving world often pauses, reflects, and reforms. In some cases, dive training becomes stricter, submersible builders adopt more rigorous standards, and regulators call for better oversight. Before we end, I'd like to hear from you. Where are you watching from right now? And more importantly, which of these stories struck you the hardest? The Lonergans, the Mount Gambier divers, McDaniel, or the Titan tragedy? Drop a comment below, because your thoughts help shape what I cover next. If you value these deep dive explorations into real underwater mysteries, please like this video, subscribe to Ancient Underwater Mysteries, and turn on notifications. Your support helps me continue bringing these stories to light. To sum up, a couple left behind on a dive boat, never to return. 4 cave divers lost in darkness, running out of air deep underground. A modern submersible imploding in the North Atlantic, killing 5 on a Titanic expedition. And cave explorers disappearing into the unknown, with no trace left behind. These are not urban legends. These are solemn reminders of how little we still control below the waves. And sometimes, even with the best training and intent, the ocean claims what we lose. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the depths. I'll see you next time, where we continue chasing the secrets the sea refuses to give up.